looking back on my story, it's really cool to be doing this right now because I think we were trying to figure out. It was about 7, 8 years ago. Sitting down there, John was coming in. We couldn't quite figure out if it was while they were still serving in India or right after they got back. But he was sharing about their life in India as missionaries. And I went up to him and I said, John, um, thankfully I asked you to get coffee. I said, can we get coffee? I want to hear more. I said, your story, your days were filled with purpose. But it was work, there's family, there's school, there's community, all those things that I have, but it was so purposeful. And so we got coffee and we are talking through that. And I was like, I don't sense the same thing to his point. I go to work, I got family, I got school, I got church, got all these things, the same things going on, but it didn't seem to be as purposeful. And so we had a few coffees over time and just talking through what does it look to be more mission minded to his point. And that's what I saw in them. And he even acknowledged, a little side note, just how it is easier when you're overseas for that purpose to be mission minded, like you're setting things up for the purpose of being disciples. And here in America, we have a lot of distractions. And so we have to acknowledge that and be mindful that we are being distracted. Um, so, numerous coffees, and I'm just uncomfortable. Like, I just don't feel like I'm being a faithful steward, honestly, of what God's entrusted me with me. And so then John brings up fellas. And I don't remember the exact timeline, but he brings it up. He shares probably what he just shared. And I thought, that's daunting. That's a lot. It's been a long time since I've been in school. I don't really want to go back. A lot of time. But I kept wrestling with the idea, well, the rest of my week is still weak, lacking purpose. And so finally, we were having coffee, I think it was at the Oak House, if I remember correctly. And it just kind of clicked, and it's like, I need to do this. But it would need to be we. Thankfully, Kayla and I were having lunch right after that. And so we talked, and we decided to commit to doing the Fellows program. And it's been life-changing. If I wish I could just kind of like inject it for everybody, because it truly is life-changing. And how we see the rest of the week, and I was just kind of doing the math and how much time fellows might take per week. So 3 hours on a Monday night, but there's a little bit of homework. But there's still over 160 hours left in the week, and fellows helps make all those 160 hours more purposeful. And to his point, and I like his description of his title, Lead Repenter. I think when we look at the Great Commission, we say, go make disciples of all the nations. And Jesus is talking to his disciples that are like pretty clearly, obviously, his disciples. And I think we often skip that. And with fellows, especially the first half of the course, talking about how to be a disciple. Not how to disciple, how to be a disciple. And that was just so eye-opening and in some ways really uncomfortable, but in a great way. I was just talking with some friends that are in the current class. Had one of the longest conversations I've ever had with them as they realized just how broken they are. Which sounds terrifying, but also super freeing, because we then see how awesome God is. And then we want to share. So we get to learn how to be a disciple, then go make disciples. So anyway, if I could do anything, like I realized that I should have put you on the spot and just put his phone number up here for you to text him. My encouragement is get coffee with him. John and Allison are like the most hospitable people on earth, and it's so inviting. Low pressure. He will not make you sign up. And there's actually some other options that are not quite as intense. But I promise you, if you get coffee with them, you will not regret it. So that would be my encouragement to everybody is no matter where you are, challenge yourself, reach out to him, fill up his calendar, make him tell me how busy he is, because everybody's committed to getting coffee with him.